You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. I get a rush for that bag. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. I get a rush for that bag. I got tired of these niggas. Bro, gon' bang, get the drop on these niggas. Finger fuck on a Nina. I ain't gonna talk about just fuck on her face. Bag, wait. For you niggas, just cap, wait. I'm married, designer the jeans, wait. I could pretend in these. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. I get a rush for that bag. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. I get a rush for that bag. I got tired of these niggas. Bro, gon' bang, get the drop on these niggas. Finger fuck on a Nina. I ain't gonna talk about just fuck on her face. Bag, wait. For you niggas, just cap, wait. I'm married, designer the jeans, wait. I could pretend in these. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap. You niggas cap.
And I want the rest of you cowboys to know something. There's a new sheriff in town.
Reggie, where is it?
It's up under the sink, baby. See, that's pussy talking to me right there. Something you might not never know nothing about.
If you pimp, you broke pimp.
You know you fucked up, Woody, don't you?
Come on with it.
Baby powder. Smell that is. You changing diapers?
And I want the rest of you cowboys to know something.
It's in your blood,
It's in my blood, and you will never be that.
Why?
Because you was born, all the people in your family were assistant pimps.
Tell me, do you know the difference between a black man and a nigger?
The nigger's the one that would even answer that question.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are.
Let's go. We're gonna do a quick little class. Today's class is what women want from men. Yeah. What women want from men. You are on the YouTube application watching various programs, and you are listening to people tell you what women want from men. And you are listening to phonies program you on what women want from men. How do I know? Because you haven't seen what women really want from men. How do I know that? Because I'm bringing this presentation to you. I know you haven't seen it like this. So today we'll do a little what women want from men. How they say, in a real way. And you'll see, well, as a man, can you be this? As a man, can you be this for a woman? Should you? Should you be this for a woman? After all, it's what women really, really want. After the success, after you have kept yourself together, after you have presented yourself as a stable and able man, where a woman would want to spend eternity with you, you know? What about you, player? What would you get out of this? In today's video, we will be going through a few examples of what women really, really want from men. So I'll just get to it. You know, I don't know how long this show will be. We'll see, but I'll just get to it.
Hi. Today is literally the first day in this last week that I feel normal. I had last week what I guess we'll call a fibroid flare-up. I was in the emergency room last Monday night, found out I have fibroids. And as the week went on, talked to my gynecologist after the ultrasound, and I have 3 fibroids, the biggest being 4 millimeters. But I just have to come on here and say thank you so much to the women who came into my comments last week, whatever day I posted the last time, I can't even remember, and giving me so much information. First of all, thank you for trusting me with telling me your story. And honestly, after reading everything that has been into my comments, I've also just been scrolling this app, and I'm on the side of hysterectomies now on TikTok. It's all it takes is just to talk about something. But I have read so many comments on other women's stories, and honestly, it's pretty much all positive. I really haven't read one comment where a woman has said, like, oh my God, it's the worst thing I've ever done. It's literally in all caps letters, the best thing I've ever done, exclamation, 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 exclamation. So I see a surgeon on the 24th of this month, and I'm doing a lot of research. I attempted to get a second opinion with another doctor, but
excuse me.
These gynecologic surgeons, they be busy. But during my research, the one thing that I have to say is 70 to 80% of women, now I can't tell you if that's right or not, because I'm not in the medical field, but it's what I'm reading. 70 to 80% of women will have fibroids. Not everybody is going to be in the emergency room. But
so that's your first line of order. In this class, your first line of order is 70 to 80%. Okay, so there's no getting around it. So once you start to put 2 and 2 together, you figure out, hey, oh, so this is what women want from men. Oh, then you start to put 2 and 2 together. This is a whole goddamn fleece bag. Let's go.
70 to 80% are going to have them. African American women are like 90% of them are going.
There you go. 90% of your black box. Bump. Matter of fact, hold on. I got a nice little rap song for that. 90% of your black box. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And like I said, guys, remember, I have nobody viewing my content. Remember that. I am over here telling you what it is. Therefore, it's only the clear understanding that all the other big YouTubers that's in this space, you are being misinformed, you dumb ass. You are being misinformed. Why don't you get it? Well, it's not your fault. They won't push my content. It's not your fault. My fault. It's not your fault. Let's go.
Have it. And yet, what are we doing about it? Now, let me say, if a man's ball was falling off, you best believe there'd be a march, a t-shirt, a foundation, and so much research, it would.
No. If a man's ball was falling off, you wouldn't support him the way you want men supporting you in your journey. And you're mad. You're mad that once again, men win. And it's unfortunate, man, because you would rather be mean and fight instead of having men care for you. You're not a good person. And that's all I ever want to tell you guys.
Even be funny. So concerning, to say the least, what we women live through on a monthly basis, whether you have endometriosis, whether you have fibroids, whether you have ovarian cysts, whether you just have heavy periods, it ain't no joke. And I'm sorry, but women are superior to anything on this earth. Okay?
There you have it. So she can't even talk about how her pussy is failing. She's still superior, but it's whatever, man. I'm just here to give you guys the class. All right.
Good night, everyone. I'm making the post. I previously wrote a little message to everyone, just talking about possibly starting like a little series, giving a little tips, a little feedback on fibroids, endometriosis, and adenomyosis. Those three issues I'm very, very familiar with. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. Just a warrior, a survivor.
Bad box having.
I've developed like great coping skills.
Damn.
It hasn't.
Ma'am, that don't sound good. That does not sound good.
Hey, my love.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany, and I wanted to do an intro video since the TTC community here on TikTok has been so welcoming and kind and supportive. I just wanted to kind of talk about my journey with trying to conceive. We've been trying for 3 years since we've got married. I was trying to be traditional, and I had no idea how hard it was going to be to actually get pregnant. Very naive about that. And I also struggle with fibroids. I had an open myomectomy in March of 2023, and my surgeon removed 50 small fibroids out of my uterus. And this past March was my 1-year follow-up, and they found more. So, fortunately, that's very common. But she also didn't find any scarring, which was a miracle, because they were pretty positive that I would have Asherman's, which is scarring of your uterus lining or endometrial lining.
All right, let's talk about fibroids. I get a lot of comments about fibroids, probably because I haven't made any videos about fibroids. Sorry, ladies, but we're going to start here with this one. So essentially, fibroids, when we're thinking about what do we do about fibroids, we have to understand what's going on that's causing these fibroids to happen in the first place. Now, obviously, this is going to be very individual depending on the person. I highly recommend getting your hormones tested to see what's going on, especially getting hormones tested to tell how your body is, how much of the hormone.
I'm just trying to get this thing started for you guys, man. All right, man. I'm gonna go to my homie.
Hello, and how are...
Let me go to my homie then, since you guys don't want to rock with. Let me go to my homie. Where my homie at? Right here.
Hey y'all, it's a lot, so it took me a minute to talk about, but I'm back with another IVF update. We went to go have surgery 3 weeks ago so we can see about our babies. Black women go through so much: PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, but we did have surgery. The facility was really nice. Everybody was.
Black women go through so much. I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. Just remember, guys, you heard everything here first. Sometimes you can be ahead of the game. Sometimes it's just like that. You could be ahead of the game, and it's just like that. But you heard it here first, and I'm not talking about just the diagnoses. I'm talking about the practices, the lies, the deception, the sinister behavior, the gladiator spirit, the mistreatment of their own body, the contributing factors, just outlandish shit.
About our babies. Black women go through so much: PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, but we did have surgery. The facility was really nice. Everybody was really, really kind and attentive to detail. We ended up doing the surgery to pull out the eggs so we could pair them with the sperm to see how many embryo we could get. We pulled from about 13 eggs and got 8 really strong ones that paired with embryo. We ended up with 7 embryo that were able to stay fertilized and sit in the baby chambers. Meanwhile, before surgery, I was just getting that good stuff in my veins. And let me tell you, it got good when it got good. I wasn't even worried about him judging me being Mary J. Blige's little sister. Nobody tripping off him. However, what I was tripping off was the process, all the emotions, all the things involved in going through this, the unknown phases, so many layers of doubt, so many things that I really didn't want to talk about. I'm a doer. It's really hard for me to speak on things while they're happening. I just jump in and I handle it. So shout out to everybody who's been my tribe on here, off here, in life, around life. Thank y'all for checking up on me. Shout out to my husband for being there. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my sisters. Shout out to all of my family and friends. Most importantly, thank you to our 4 littles for pushing on through. We have 4 that sent off to PGT testing, and I can't wait for us to go check up on our babies. Today is update day. We are really, really excited. I am super duper thankful, super duper empowered, humbled, and I feel a lot of things, amongst some other things like uncertainty, fear, and all the good stuff, all the other stuff. But I'll see y'all soon with update. Hey, y'all.
Damn. What a horrible story. Yo, shit'll make you cry, man. The shit will make you cry, man. You feel so bad for the black man. He gotta have a baby being in a weird way. He gotta have a baby in a weird way, right? And then you got shit. This woman says she feels empowered. This woman says she feels empowered because her box is bad and she's able to have a man that want to play IVF games with him and with her, and they paired up 8 babies that they got to pay rent on to see if they don't come out handicapped, deformed, or missing parts. And she's running him through this fucking gambit of, yo, keep hope alive. Yo, what the fuck, man? Yo, what the fuck?
A lot. So it took me a minute to talk about, but I'm back with another IVF update. We went to go have surgery 3 weeks ago so we can see about our babies. Black women go through so much: PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis. But we did have surgery. The facility was really nice. Everybody was.
This dumbass nigga, man.
But we did have surgery.
Unfucking believable.
Really nice. Everybody was really, really calm.
Bro, you can't go get a bitch to have a baby the regular way with? Unreal.
And attentive to detail. We ended up doing the surgery to pull out the eggs so we could pair them with the sperm to see how many embryo we could get. We pulled from about 13 eggs and got 8 really strong ones that paired with embryo. We ended up with 7 embryo that were able to stay fertilized and sit in the baby chambers. Meanwhile, before surgery, I was just getting that good stuff in my veins. And let me tell you, it got good when it got good. I wasn't even worried about him judging me being Mary J. Blige's little sister. Nobody tripping off him. However, what I was tripping off was the process, all the emotions, all the things involved in going through this, the unknown phases, so many layers of doubt, so many things that I really didn't want to talk about. I'm a doer. It's really hard for me to speak on things while they're happening. I just jump in and I handle it. So shout out to everybody who's been my tribe on here, off here, in life, around life. Thank y'all for checking up on me. Shout out to my husband for being there. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my sisters. Shout out to all of my family and friends. Most importantly, thank you to our 4 littles for pushing on through. We have 4 that sent off to PGT testing, and I can't wait for us to go check up on our babies. Today is update day. We are really, really excited. I am super duper thankful, super duper empowered, humbled. And I feel a lot of things, amongst some other things like uncertainty, fear, and all the good stuff, all the other stuff. But I'll see y'all soon with update. Hey, yeah.
Damn. That is, yo. That's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe she paying the nigga. I highly doubt it, though. But damn, you got to have a baby like that? It's a damn, son. Damn. Damn. Hey, shit is wicked, son.
So you're probably wondering how Deja ended up here when she's been looking so amazing. let's take a closer look inside.
On the side, right? This is your spine. This is the base of the face. What?
You want one?
No.
Yeah, we're going for natural fibers. This is predominantly.
My fault. My fault. My fault, guys. This story is really about the men, but I gotta mute it. So let's go through it. I gotta mute it because they got music and stuff like that. These guys are fucking embarrassments, but that's not the real story. The real story is black women. Hold on, they're putting captions up. Sometimes a lot of women are shameful to say how men support them after their box went bad. He's cheering wifey up before her fibroid surgery. So he's cheering wifey up before fibroid surgery. What else they wrote? Black women are disproportionately affected by uterine fibroids. And she got a good man. She got a good man that'll support her. Let's continue to raise awareness, but they won't tell you men what it is. So let's check out this other one. His woman got fibroids, and look how happy she is. This is what they want from men. They want men to support that bad box. Once you do that, you're a hell of a man. Don't forget one other thing. If you got the house with the steps and all that shit, you the shit. So these are the winning women. They'll dance with you. That's when you accept that bad box. They'll be aligned with you forever. You heard? Not that one. Maybe they're just talking.
This close to losing your life, I almost passed out.
But they got music. But these women, what they really want from men, look at her face. This is what she really want from men. Some men will accept her ass after experience one concept. Hold on, they got captions. A lot of them got music. Let me read it for you guys. Tiredness, low blood count, pain, unable to plan ahead. Most of all, not feeling like a woman. We finally decided it's time, no more. On December 10th, 2024, surgery was done, but what we thought would be an easy fix turned out to be a little more challenging. No other options. A hysterectomy had to be done. So I got me a good man that dances with me amongst the Christmas tree with my hysterectomized pussy. After all, I can only be a sex toy for him. You know, if he want kids, he got to go somewhere else to get that. So hopefully he'll love me more than he loved the fact of trying to leave a legacy. And would that make me happy as a woman? Yes, it would. Hold on. As I was taken for overnight monitoring, my husband reminded me of why I mentioned to him during this time. I told him when I get out of the hospital, all I want to do is dance with him. All I want to do is dance with him when I get out of the hospital. Oh, man. And so we did. And that's, like I said, 1 week post-op, love heals everything. I'm so grateful to be loved down to the core. There you go. There you go, guys. That's what women need from men. Not all this other shit y'all thinking, man. All right? Let me move on. Give me 1 second. I know it's messed up, guys. I know it's messed up. This is what you got to deal with, brothers. Good men deal with women with bad box. That's your black community. I played the stat earlier. This white girl was mad that she had fibroids and shit like that, right? And she was like, I didn't know that 70% of women are going to get them. But then she said, but black women, she said, black women are 90% of with fibroids. She was like, black men got it bad. They got to get this black pussy. They was like, damn, I'm glad I'm white. I was like, oh, look at this white man. He got to deal with his girl. Look, this is a good man. This is the only time. This is what women want from men. To treat their ass like a fucking baby and pay for it. This is what they want. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Now, I know men don't mind taking care of a woman, but not because she damn sick. But they love men that'll take care of them knowing that their box is bad. If you want real game.
This is my boyfriend, Matt. Some of you would have seen him on a couple of posts I've made before where I've done like photo scrolling ones about how he supports me with being chronically ill. And since then, there's been quite a few people who have either related to having a partner who's very supportive of their chronic illness, or people who, on the other hand, don't have a partner who is very supportive of their chronic illness. And I've got quite a few comments and things about how lucky I am. I know, I'm very, very lucky.
You're right.
How lucky she is. She's very, very lucky. I keep telling you guys where the game lies, man. Come on. What women want from men, guys. Come on.
How lucky I am. And I know I'm very, very lucky.
You're very lucky.
So you're very lucky. So what I thought I'd do today.
Yeah, she had to throw that in because she knows she's fucked up from the regular stuff that men want, which is her pussy. So the reason why he's lucky to have her, because knowing that her pussy's bad, she will wait on him hand and foot. And he allows her swag to stand upright. So she returns that favor and everything besides, consistent box and a plentiful children.
Sit down with him and enlist his guidance and advice on supporting a partner or a loved one who is chronically ill, and just sort of speaking on his experiences and giving some advice basically on certain things in order to help him support someone who's chronically ill, and also supporting himself at the same time.
The first thing we're going to talk about is how I feel about stepping in for when Abby is unable to do things or unable to sort of do the things that we've.
One love, that nigga. You got to understand something, son. It's brothers like you the reason why I just do the shit with 0 viewers. You know what I mean? You might watch it, you might not, but I do it for you, King. And I'm here. I'm here whether we got viewers or not, man. I know and we know it's the ultimate game. Let's go.
Normally do or you have or expect from a partner who's physically able to.
Yeah.
And certainly for me, our relationship when we first met, we weren't at all like we were both fully like able.
Yeah, my symptoms had only really just started when we first met, and they were very.
There we go, class. Class is in session. I have guided you. I have taught you. I can send you on your own, but I do have a question. This woman just said, "Oh hell no." This woman just said my symptoms started after I met him. She said my symptoms started after I met him. Class, is she telling the truth?
I struggle a lot day to day physically, so things have changed a lot in the last, I mean, even in the last 6 months since my surgery, things have changed a lot. So you've kind of, well, we, I guess, have had both experiences of both being very able-bodied and then one of us really not being able-bodied a lot of the time. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge.
Hold on, that nigga. I got a doctor's appointment at 3. That's why I'm pushing early. You know my normal show is at 3. Class is at 3, but I got a doctor's appointment at 3. And so I got to get this work in early. I want to do this work in early, and then I want to, relax. But you are giving me a little bit of a treat here. What it do, Prince? Because of you, I can't even watch. Well, I want to know why. Like, what are you hearing in the relationship channels? Real Talk Single Fathers, what's good?
Man, yeah.
What do you mean when you say, when you watch other channels? What do you mean? What are you looking for? Let the class know when you watch these other channels. What do you hear? What are you noticing?
And how I've felt over time is it's been a change. It's been something to adapt to, like in any relationship or anything that happens to anyone in their day-to-day life. It's the massive pressure and strain on Abby with the thoughts of.
I do have a funny. Just remember, guys, we are the only channel on YouTube. Now, this is funny, guys. We are the only channel on YouTube that can watch a stupid piece of content like this. We are the only niggas that can watch a stupid piece of content like this and really draw comedy, information, and everything. Like, we are the best. But listen to this bitch lie. Watch this.
How she feels about it, how it impacts her mental health with you being able to do the things that you could before and feel like you're not that person anymore.
Yeah.
But also you have that from the other side of the relationship, where if you had any thoughts where this relationship you were going to be able to go out and do all these things and life, but for me that's not affected me so much because I've always tended to take things day by day, financially look at the future, and only sort of plan financially, and then things that happen. If they don't, they don't. But you can only plan for the best case scenario. But I think most of how we deal with the day-to-day is closely related to boundaries and what boundaries we have. So, for example, there's things that I can do around the house that you just can't, or there's things that hurt more for you.
Yeah.
Things that, I mean, I can wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I can do all the washing up. I can make myself my lunch, go to work, and do sometimes normally like an 8-10 hour shift, but sometimes it can be longer. Sometimes it can be worth 20 hours.
Yeah.
Which means that
just the nature of your job.
Yeah. So energy levels for me, like my day to day is fairly normal. Like I can go to the gym, I can exercise, I can do stuff. Like I love to drive as well, which is something that Abby, like, you just don't like doing, because it inflames you, like causes you pain.
Yeah.
So for me, stepping in on that side isn't that bad. But where there's that fine line is the emotional burnout side of things. I think I'll speak a bit about that later, because if you don't look after yourself, and I'm talking to if you're in a situation where you've got a partner that's chronically ill, and or the other way around, and one of you is physically well, my plea to you is look after yourself first.
Absolutely.
And it's not about being selfish, because you have to look after you.
Yeah.
For example, for me, one of the things I've always liked doing is
hold on. I missed the bitch lying real quick, but you can hear hold on. You can hear, maybe you can hear that. Look at what this man got to do. She don't cook for him. She don't do shit. She don't want to drive. He got to work. He got to do everything. Hold on. I thought I missed something. Hold on.
Yeah, you're very lucky to have me. What I thought his guidance and a partner or a loved one is experiencing certain things in order to help and support someone who's chronic.
Stepping in for when Abby is unable to do things or unable to sort of do the things that we would normally do or you could have or expect from a partner who's physically able to.
Yeah.
And certainly for me, like our relationship when we first met, we weren't at all like we were both fully like able. Like,
when we first met, here we go. When we first met, we were both physically able-bodied people. Let's go.
Like we were both fully like able. Like
yeah, my symptoms had only really just started when we first met, and
my symptoms had only really first started after I met him. Class, is she telling the truth?
My symptoms had only really just started when we first met, and they were very symptoms had only really just started when we first met, and they were very, very minor. Like they affected going to the toilet and intercourse, but that was basically
They affected going to the toilet and intercourse, but that was it. Ma'am, that's the only region I give a fuck about. Fuck you talking about? That's the only fucking region I care about.
yeah, my symptoms had only really just started when we first met, and they were very, very minor. Like they affected going to the toilet and intercourse, but that was basically the limit of my pain.
They affected intercourse and going to the toilet. Bitch, what else do you think I want? Yo, son, these bitches ain't shit. Yeah. And yo, real talk, single fathers, that is a lying piece of shit. I'm sorry. That nigga, it's because I can see the lies, the stuff that is not being said by the women. You know it's all bullshit. It's messed up. It really is. It is messed up. And you know that the men don't know any better. They trying to force a man to live in their delusional state of mind, which we gotta, while we still gotta be adults. Right. Now, she lied to him, and the man said, well, you're not getting intercourse, and she's fucked up at the toilet. The man said he got to get up, make himself lunch, drive, go do a 20-hour day. She don't like to drive. I mean, like a fucking baby.
but I think most of how we deal with the day-to-day is closely related to boundaries and what boundaries we have. So, for example, there's things that I can do around the house that you just can't. Or there's things that hurt more for you.
Yeah.
Things that, I mean, I can.
Hold on.
Not bad, because the other way around, and it's not about being selfish because you have to look after you.
Yeah.
For example, for me, one of the things I've always liked doing is going to a steam room or a sauna. So it's one place where I can just relax, not think about the outside world. I can be there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I'm just super chilled out. Like that's me.
It's your thing to ensure on a regular basis that you're meeting your emotional, physical, and mental needs. And especially when you are more burnt out, you're more likely to go as more of a reset. And I think it's really important that you have that. It's like that. Your own time that isn't you going to work, that isn't you doing things around the house, that isn't you trying to help me, is that you have your own hobbies and spaces independent to us and to our dynamic in order to meet your emotional wellness needs or whatever that is for you. It might not be going to the gym, it might be going for a walk, it might be going out for runs, it might be going to a coffee shop on your own, like, whatever you like to do.
Yeah, these people are fucked up, man.
It doesn't stay the same all the time. But whatever you like to do in order to do and physical wellness, I guess, in other ways.
And just to say, when I say I go to the
Yo, these people are fucked up, King. Just leave it at that. Let's get back to that. Let me play this other thing real quick. Man, you want to know what being fleeced is? Is that man fleeced or what? And then it's almost like damn slavery and everything else. You get damn used to it. Your Stockholm syndrome, you're like, no, I don't want to leave her.
If you're new here, my name is Em, and I'm an endometriosis advocate here in Canada. Everything on this channel is related to living life with a chronic illness, as well as a little bit about my own pregnancy journey while living with endo. In today's video, I wanted to talk about ways to talk to your partner about endometriosis more specifically. But if you're living with PCOS, adenomyosis, or any other chronic condition, I feel like these tips and tricks can really help and be applied to any other chronic illness and condition. So if that interests you, then please keep on watching. I think a lot of times when it comes to living with a chronic condition, we hold it in and...
Class, this is good, class. This is good. Now, don't listen to her wording. Pay attention to the class's wording. Anytime my pussy is fucked up, listen to the class's wording, not her wording.
Living with a chronic condition, we hold it in.
Anytime women are living with that pussy fucking up, listen to what they do. Just take the class's words, not her words.
Chronic illness and conditions. So if that interests you, then please keep on watching. I think a lot of times when it comes to living with a chronic condition, we hold it in and are kind of scared to share our experiences at first. And
Why? Why, class? Why is she scared to show her pussy conditions? Why?
A lot of times when it comes to living with a chronic condition, we hold it in and are kind of scared to share our experiences at first. And I think this is just for me, or it could be for you as well, but I didn't want to dive into my chronic condition with somebody because I didn't know a lot about it, number one. Number two, I was a bit in denial when I first had my diagnosis confirmed. And I just was scared of what others would think.
There we go. We can tell her why she wouldn't tell, because that's the real answer. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yes, she got to get them hooked on the box first. That's very true. That is very, very true. She got to get them hooked on the box first. Yo, my class is serious. Do you hear me? We don't play.
Man! If you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
About it.
Like I said, guys, all we got to do, we've done all the assignments. Now we're just listening.
Number one. Number two, I was a bit in denial when I first had my diagnosis confirmed. And I just was scared of what others would think if I came out saying I live with this chronic condition or this disease, and I just don't know how they're going to take it, especially in the dating scene or in the...
Hello, HD Live is not playing with you niggas. Let's go. Let's go.
Partnership realm. I just didn't want to put it in. I live with this chronic condition or this disease, and I just don't know how they're going to take it, especially in the dating scene or in the partnership realm. I just didn't want to put a stigma on me at the first kind of date or out the gate, I guess.
Guys, we are professionals here. You hear me? Ain't me, nigga. It's you too, nigga. Ain't me. It's you. You know this stuff. Come on. Come on. This shit is like clockwork, son. This shit is like clockwork. I'm sorry about that. Come on. This shit is like clockwork, my niggas. Come on, man.
Especially in the dating scene or in the partnership realm. I just didn't want to put a stigma on me at the...
Ma'am, why would it be a stigma on you? Because other women have better pussies? Why would it be a stigma? So you trying to hook them with bad box and you believe you have a stigma on yourself, but then why would it be a stigma on you? Oh, people have better. Okay, got it.
Or in the partnership realm. I just didn't want to put a stigma on me at the first kind of date or out the gate, I guess. If you're in the same position, I understand.
All great answers, because ain't nobody going to want it. Because one thing you say, men love pussy, but give that man the real choice and he'll show you how sophisticated and finicky he is about some pussy. Give that man the right to know. Very true, homie. And they wait until you fall in love. They got to get them hooked on bad box first. You guys are sharp.
Understand how vulnerable and how scary it can be to be open about what you live with, which
Man, why would it be vulnerable and scary if men are so thirsty for pussy? Oh, so you do know we are sophisticated. Oh, so you're using deception. Oh.
vulnerable, and how scary it can be to be open about what you live with, which is a chronic condition or an illness. And especially with endometriosis, there are so many taboo stigmas and
Ma'am, you got taboo pussy? I never heard that term. Class, we learned a new one. She got taboo pussy. Let's go.
which is a chronic condition or an illness. And especially with endometriosis, there are so many taboo stigmas and topics related to endo, such as painful periods, or discussing your menstrual cycle in general and how it can be painful every month, that you may not want to bring that up before the appetizers arrive at your table, let's just say. But it is an important discussion to have with your partner, because it just outlines why it's important to you, how it impacts your life, how you may need a partner to be there for you when you need them the most. And it kind of gives a light into if that partner is going to be the right fit for you.
If that partner is going to be the right fit for you, class. Woo-wee. We couldn't teach a better class if we wanted to, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't care what you niggas say. I know this is solid class. We give the assignments, we do the homework, the research together, we make sure that we're solid gold, and we just listen. She's sitting there thinking she's talking as a decent human being. We know otherwise.
It's important to you, how it impacts your life, how you may need a partner to be there for you when you need them the most. And it kind of gives a light into if that partner is going to be the right fit for you, because this is a lifelong condition. So if you're in this spot or going with this journey of trying to decide if I should tell the person or not, or be open about my experiences with the illness, just know that I'm proud of you, and it can be a very vulnerable space. So
vulnerable? Ma'am, that man is vulnerable. You're hooking him to falling in love first. He's falling in love first. He's the vulnerable one.
Journey of trying to decide if I should tell the person or not, or be open about my experiences with the illness, just know that I'm proud of you, and it can be a very vulnerable space. So I hope you give yourself some grace and compassion, because it's not easy. But here are some tips and tricks that I have walked through with my own self that may help you in kind of talking about it with your partner to make it a little bit easier on ourselves, and to provide that space that's needed for a serious conversation. My number one tip is to learn about the illness, to become an expert in it. When it comes to endometriosis or any other chronic condition that you have, I feel like when I was first diagnosed, I didn't know anything about it, and I couldn't answer any questions about it because I was like, I've never heard about this thing before. I have no
Class, is she upset that she never heard about it before, or is she upset that she's the one with it? You heard? Leave it to Becky to call bad box taboo. They think having bad box is a fetish.
no idea how long I'll have it, how it impacts me, all of the nuanced details. And I felt lost and confused. And I'm sure that you felt the same. But the more we were in our journey and the more we dove deep into research and knowledge around it, I, for myself, felt more confident in myself and my abilities to answer questions about it and to feel like an expert about my own body and how it's being impacted by this foreign thing that I didn't know much about before.
Class, are you an expert about her body? Class, are you an expert about her body? See, because the way she's presenting this story, she's talking to women. So you men are in a fucking fog. She don't think a man's going to watch this shit at all. Just remember that. So yes, you know more about her body. Okay?
Felt more confident in myself and my abilities to answer questions about it and to feel like an expert about my own body and how it's being impacted by this foreign thing that I didn't know much about before. When you're talking to your partner or your love interest or whoever it may be, and you just don't know where to start, I feel like it's just so important to start by researching and really diving deep into the illness so that you can answer questions that they may have.
Ma'am, what if that man had something called the Pussycat Facts Report? What if that man, ma'am, let me ask you a question. What if that man has something called the Pussycat Facts Report, where he could beat you to the punch, where you are not the person that get to say to him who, what, where, or when this information is disclosed? What if he had something called the Pussycat Facts Report? And in the Pussycat Facts Report, he would know all of these things about you before you thought you had him hook, line, and sinkered, where you can bring this information to him. What if he had this thing called the Pussycat Facts Report? Would you think that man is smart, or would you think he's ahead of your ass? Now, guys, I don't do this too much because I know a lot of you guys are scared of the Pussycat Facts Report. After all, it is the ultimate weapon for men. So, unfortunately, you're caught into this right now. So we're going to go through the Pussycat Facts Report. Since this bitch thinking that she's so smart, how do you become an expert in something that doctors don't even know what the cause of it is? Well, we know what it is. It's like being born with a miniature eggplant. We know what it is. Only difference is we ain't trying to go get our miniature eggplant surgically enlarged and all this other stupid shit. And it's so bad that they done came out with that stuff, you know? But yeah, that's all it is, King. Ain't nothing about causing nothing. You're born with it. It is what it is. So, being that you think men are stupid, we came out with the Pussycat Facts Report, and it reads as follows. Only real women will give their men the Pussycat Facts Report. And the question number one is, have you ever been on birth control? From all of the studies that we say is yes. Second question is, how many years have you been on birth control? 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 25. The average is about 5 to 10. Have you ever had a deletion and or a miscarriage? We can say no, but a lot of times it's yes. Even though they was on birth control. Yeah, I know it don't make sense, but yeah, that's what they did. Have you ever been diagnosed with fibroids, PCOS, or endometriosis? So, ma'am, if a man came to you with all of this information while you sitting up thinking that you're some smart bitch regarding women's health because men are dogs and pigs and stupid, he would really take your ass for a loop here. So, yes, that bitch says she had endometriosis. So we click yes. Have you ever been prescribed antidepressants? You guys could say yes or no. We'll give the bitch no. We can't just say yes on everything. And do you think abortion, endometriosis, and fibroids affect women's mental health? Do you think abortion, endometriosis, and fibroids affect women's mental health? A lot of women say, no, abortion don't affect my mental health. So we'll say no. And then we click answer. Boom. She scored 67 out of 87 on her Pussycat Facts Report. Okay? This white girl that we're talking to, she scored 67 out of 87 on her Pussycat Facts Report. Now, if she scores a 48 out of 87, that is the low score. Women should pay or follow men. So she has a low score in Pussycat Facts Report. But these are the type of people that's talking to you out here in the street, black man, with bad Pussycat Facts Reports when they should be paying you or following your ass. You understand? Based on their pussy. Let's move on.
Conversations happen, they will probably have questions about, oh, what is that illness? I've never heard of it.
See how she talk about you guys? See how she talk about you guys? They're going to say, oh, what is that? See how she talks about you guys? They're going to say, oh, what is that? What is that? What is that? Thinking that you guys are stupid. Thinking that you guys are not educated. That's how they think of you brothers. I'm sorry.
So that you can answer questions that they may have. And typically when these conversations happen, they will probably have questions about, oh, what is that illness? I've never heard of it. What does it do?
At that point, class, you are in the trick bag, because at that point you care about the bitch. But if you bring the pussycat facts out first and don't let her beat you to the punch, because guess what? You don't mean any harm, but she's going to take it as a disrespect because you didn't allow her to tell you first. So I often tell guys, don't just go up to no bitch with no pussycat fact support. Just bring up different questions in different conversations. Say stuff like, yeah, man, you know, shit, my cousin had a damn abortion the other day. She had 2 abortions in her life. You ever had one? You know, you can't just come up with the damn pussycat facts report, because they'll just, you know, it's fighting words because you're questioning their pussy, and they want to be the one to tell you that their pussy is bad after you fell in love. Let's go.
You'll probably have questions about, oh, what is that illness? I've never heard of it. What does it do? How does it impact you? Having those answers can really make you feel confident in a very vulnerable discussion at times. Understanding more about the illness, specifically endometriosis for me and potentially you, can really help you feel confident. And I think it's a great first step in providing that discussion piece. Next piece of advice is to pick a place and time that is free of distractions.
Pick a place and a time that's free of distractions to tell you about her pussy. Who the fuck do these people think they are? Yo, guys, if you knew how they really thought about you dumb fucks, you wouldn't be so happy. Excuse me. You wouldn't be so happy. If you knew how they really thought about your simple-minded ass. Pick a time and a phrase. Like you some fucking little kid. Who the fuck they think they are, man?
Of advice is to pick a place and time that is free of distractions. The last thing you want when you're discussing this important piece of your life is to be in a busy restaurant that's super loud with other people around you and in an environment where you don't feel like you have the time and space to really delve into details that might be required for this conversation.
That's why we came up with the Pussycat Facts report. Man, what if you was at a crowded dinner date and all he did was slip you his phone and say, yo, fill this Pussycat Facts report out for me? Could you do that? No, she couldn't do that because she wants to control the scenario. That's why we came up with the Pussycat Facts report, guys, so men can take control.
You want to make sure that with this important conversation about potentially your future and how you move forward together.
Now, why would you want a future with this man? Hey, class, why would she want a future with that man? Why would she want a quiet place and talk about a future with that man? Come on, class. This is the easiest one. It's the same answer from before. Let's go.
With this important conversation about potentially your future and how you move forward together, about pain management and support, that you have the time and space without those distractions that can take you away from important things you want to touch on. Now, this is a really tricky one. The next one is being open.
I'm sorry for stuff. She said it's a really tricky one. Ma'am, all you do is trick men? This shit is bad. Let's go.
Open and honest. This is not the discussion to sugarcoat things, to hide details. And again, nuance, you know, if this is a first date, you may not want to dive all the details inside if you don't want to. But if this is someone that you're really wanting to move forward with and you have that established safety.
That was the answer. Someone you really want to move forward with. In America, what men do women normally want to move forward with? In America, what type of men do women normally want to move forward with? Let's go.
But if this is someone that you're really wanting to move forward with and you have that established, safe relationship with, I think it is so important and so valuable to have an open and honest and frank discussion, because the last thing you want to do is lie to yourself or lie to the other individual saying, oh, I'm fine with that, or sex isn't painful for me, or, you know, my periods aren't that painful that I can actually.
Class, what did I teach you about sex, class?
Oh, I'm fine with that, or sex isn't painful for me, or, you know, my yourself or lie to the other individual saying, oh, I'm fine with that, or sex isn't painful for me, or, you know, my periods aren't that. Other individual saying, oh, I'm fine with that, or sex isn't painful for me, or, you know.
I try every time I say it, HD Live, And that nigga, they laugh at me. I say, yo, bitches are fucking you in discomfort. And they laugh at me. HD Live and that nigga, they laugh at me, y'all. They say, dog, what do you mean? That bitch be loving it. I said, son, they're fucking us in discomfort. I told you. Plus, she want to gaslight you to not leave her knowing. Oh, HD Live, cook 'em, King, cook 'em. Plus, she want to gaslight you to not leave her knowing she only just needs you for moral, mental, and financial support. They need help getting their bad box treatment. God damn. Hot damn hoe, here we go again. Hot damn hoe, here we go again.
Open and honest and frank discussion, because the last thing you want to do is lie to yourself or lie to the other individual saying, oh, I'm fine with that, or sex isn't painful for me, or, you know, my periods aren't that painful that I can actually go on.
Remember, class, we are the only assholes that could watch a stupid video like this and draw all the love, the game, the education, the comedy. We are sick people.
10K walk after, like, you don't want to bring in expectations that cannot be met just to prove something to yourself or to your partner. This is the time to really be open and vulnerable, because again, for endometriosis specifically, I'm really exhausted after a flare-up, and I will not be able to go on a huge hike after, or, you know, go out and see friends because I'm just emotionally and mentally drained from that experience. Is that okay with you? Or how would we address that together? I think it's so important having those honest and open, frank discussions, because you're bringing in realistic expectations to the relationship, saying this is the reality and how can we work together to kind of move forward and feel confident in our relationship and be a good support system for one another. The next piece of advice is discuss how your illness impacts you personally. I could talk days about endometriosis specifically. I could talk about numbers, I could talk about funding, I could talk about the symptoms that are often presented, where it could be found in the body, but it is so important in these discussions with your partner to dive into how it impacts you personally, because one symptom that might be on Google that says, you know, everyone experiences painful menstrual cycles with endo may not be my experience. It is, but it may not be for me. So it's so important to say, listen, although I said it could impact people this way, I don't really necessarily feel like that with my flare-up. Don't just provide a blanket statement about the illness. Outline how it impacts you personally. The next one is outline your specific needs. Now, again, this kind of goes into play of how it impacts you personally, but this discussion can happen when you're already in a long-term relationship with somebody, or you've been dating someone for a long time and you're just not getting your needs met, specifically when you have a flare-up, or you don't feel supported when you're in your chronic illness journey itself. For some individuals, you may have had your diagnosis formally provided, and it might be a lot mentally to take on or emotionally, and you need that emotional support network there, and you may not be receiving it. And this is a time where you can be open and honest, saying, hey, like this is a huge weight on my shoulders that has just kind of dropped on me, and I would really love more support from you in this way. I think it's
so you're basically saying that you need that man. Why won't you just say that? Why will you go through all this pain just so you could get trapped in? She'll go through all that pain just to get you trapped into the game, instead of being real, saying, look, I need men. A man gonna have to take care of me. I need men for way more than this, that, and the third. And it's the truth. But she'll rather trap you. How are we supposed to bring a woman to peace who feels she's been cursed by God? Yeah. But I tell you, it's because it's so wild. Ain't it, HD Live? It's so wild that they don't expect you to know. So you'll never know that. See, they don't think you know. That's the whole game.
It's so important to have these discussions because we grow together in relationships. It's not always going to be the same two individuals that met when they were 20, and they're going to be the same people throughout their entire lives.
Ma'am, the man's eggplant works. Let's just stop that. This is where we cut the bullshit. You are not equal to a man. You need this, that, and the third. Fuck you mean?
Your needs change, your support network changes, the way support is provided and required changes. So it is so important to have touch bases with your partner to say, listen, are we getting our needs met? Both, you know, am I helping you meet your needs and your goals throughout this relationship? And the same with me, especially when it comes to my illness. Outlining your specific needs, such as a weekly check-in, or if you need more support during a flare-up, can really be beneficial and can honestly feel like you can strengthen that relationship for the better.
You can strengthen your relationship by giving a fuck about her bad box and all of the shit that she got to go through with it. Pay attention, guys.
Can really be beneficial and can honestly feel like...
Now, and this is what happened to America. This is what happened to America. She get to word it that way. That is not the way it should be worded, man. And then people that talk like me, I'm the fucked up nigga. Because I can tell a story as horrible as it's supposed to sound.
You can strengthen that relationship for the better. Finally, I would say it is so important to be open to answer any questions that your partner may have about your chronic illness or the discussion that you just shared with them.
Pay attention to what she just said. This is one of the pillars of bullshit. I know y'all don't see it yet, but check this out. She said, be prepared for some questions after you told him. She's not saying he should be able to come to you and have that Pussycat Facts report and question your ass after y'all been fucking each other for 3 months and he believed that he, liked you. He still got to wait for you to tell him before he decide to ask some damn questions. And that right there, my friends, that is how you are lost out here, men. Right there. Amongst all the other shit. If you can't have the ability to attack with the Pussycat Facts report beforehand, where she don't believe that she's trapped you already, that is like fighting words to that bitch. Stay focused. Stay the fuck focused.
Questions that your partner may have about your chronic illness or the discussion that you just shared with them. I think having a large, vulnerable discussion like how an illness impacts you or what it is can be very heavy at times. And so your partner will probably have questions because, again, not a lot of individuals know about endometriosis specifically. So
there you go. That's my other pillar. They believe men are stupid, not because it's your fault, men. It's because you have been programmed to care about pussy more than the person. I've taught you this over and over and over. You don't give a fuck about the person. Not in a real way. That's why we're here together. So don't knock yourself for that. But you got to understand what happens. By you not giving a fuck, they know they get to hide that from you. Pay attention.
Can be very heavy at times. And so your partner will probably have questions because, again, not a lot of individuals know about endometriosis specifically. So they might feel very overwhelmed with the information provided because it's something.
Class, are you overwhelmed, class? Who this dumb white bitch thinks she talking to? Class, are you overwhelmed with any information this bitch could talk to you about? And that's where I take it as a little bit of disrespect. Bitch, you ain't complex. Fuck you think you talking to? Class, can she overwhelm you with this conversation? Talk to me.
Questions because, again, not a lot of individuals know about endometriosis specifically. So they might feel very overwhelmed with the information provided because it's something potentially so new to them in their world that they're like, I have no idea what this is. What is, like, how does it impact us? Or how does it impact you? So it's really important to provide that space.
It's really important to know that he don't know shit. Trap him first, talk to him, be able to answer his questions. Come on, guys, catch up.
Following the discussion, and even a couple days or weeks after, to say, I'm here anytime you need to answer questions that you may have that pop up.
So she is the albeit. She is the omnipotent one. Right, right. So men are stupid. She knows it all. Not you guys.
It's really important to provide that space following the discussion, and even a couple days or weeks after, to say, I'm here anytime you need to answer questions that you may have that pop up. I'm going to do my best to research and answer them the best way that I can, and understand that they may need some time to soak in that information, you know, just like ourselves when we got diagnosed. It was a lot. It was like, whoa, like I have no idea what this is, how it impacts me. So just kind of give.
She said when we got diagnosed, it was a lot. I have no idea. Is she lying? You lying, bitch.
Just like ourselves when we got diagnosed, it was a lot. It was like, whoa, like I have no idea what this is, how it impacts me. So just kind of give them grace and compassion towards your partner, because we do understand and we've been through that process of it was a lot to take in and it was a lot to process. So it might be the same, but just be there for them and just say, I'm here if you need to chat through it and we can work through it together. And just know that after any conversation like this, it's important to give yourself that grace and compassion and that time to kind of de-thought, I think is the best way to describe it. Like we're tense, right? We're waiting for that expectation of like, oh, what are they going to say or think or do when I.
Oh, what are they going to see? What are they going to say? What are they going to think or do once I have disclosed my Pussycat Facts report? Guys, if you don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. If you have the Pussycat Facts report before she decides to do whatever the fuck she's telling us she's doing, what does that mean? I know you guys don't like to hear it, but those are fighting words because she don't believe she has you trapped enough yet.
We're tense, right? We're waiting for that expectation of like, oh, what are they going to say or think or do when I describe this? It can be a very emotionally draining and emotionally driven discussion. So it is okay to take a little mental break the next couple of days after and to do things that help you, because stress can bring on flares as well. So don't stress the next couple of days after. Just be kind to yourself and understand that you're doing the best that you can do to be open and honest to someone that you love and care about and that you want to move forward with. Looking at it that way of you're doing what you can to really strengthen the relationship you have by being open is a blessing. And
you're doing what you can to strengthen the relationship, knowing that there's that possibility. Because you wondering, she's basically saying, did I lay my trap well enough? And now that I just threw the damn fish line in the water, I'm going to just fall back. I'm going to just see, if he bites, If he bites, he bites. If not, I'll go to somebody who don't know about the Pussycat Facts report and lay my trap.
To really strengthen the relationship you have by being open is a blessing, and it's a really beautiful thing to see and witness. So please be proud of yourself, because I know it can be really hard. With that, I hope those tips and tricks have helped. Feel free to add in any.
Bitch said tips and tricks. yeah, bitch said tips and tricks on how to tell your man about your shit. Yeah, boy, oh boy. She looked borderline depressed, and this is who be trying to be independent. They literally drive themselves crazy. Yes, and I often stay away from the depression, but she tapped on it and then want us to ignore it or help enable. Very true. Zim, what's good? Yes, we are well informed, brother. They basically don't want to get demoted to recreational use only. Hello. They know what it is. Because they say, oh, men will fuck anything. Not if we know what's going on. We'll damn sure treat you a different way. I could bet that. Yeah, we'll fuck anything, but you won't get that treatment. See that? And then some of us won't fuck anything. So you got us fucked up, boo. Crazy work. She will be demoted to recreational use only. That's another reason for them to deceive. Sorry, guys. Sorry. You guys gotta know. Let's move on. You got to know what's happening out here, pimpin'. Yo, y'all some funny niggas, man. Because just to see it in real life is something that'll just, you're like, wow, she really did that. And then you say, wow, men are really good people. A lot of brothers say, yo, it can't be me. We have been together for almost 2 years now. For the first 2 or 3 months, I didn't tell Tristan about any of these problems. Class, are you understanding? Class, are you understanding how they do the successful, decent, good, loving man? It's really quite bad. And I didn't tell you because some people would have said, I don't want to support you with this issue. And that's the whole game, guys. I can't describe it any plainer than that. You know this already. This is all this shit is. Matter of fact, 1 second, because we teach in class real quick, and I got to go to the doctor at 3. So I know I get revved up talking this shit, so I do want to calm down before I go. Where's this white girl at? Yo, this white girl ain't shit, son. Watch this. Yeah. Look at this.
Hi. Today is literally the first day in this last week that I feel normal. I had last week what I guess we'll call a fibroid flare-up. I was in the emergency room last Monday night, found out I have fibroids. And as the week went on, talked to my gynecologist after the ultrasound, and I have 3 fibroids, the biggest being 4 millimeters. But I just have to come on here and say thank you so much to the women who came into my comments last week, whatever day I posted the last time, I can't even remember, and giving me so much information. First of all, thank you for trusting me with telling me your story. And honestly, after reading so many comments on other women's stories, and honestly, it's pretty much all positive. I really haven't read one thing I've ever done, exclamation, this month, 24th of this month. And I'm doing a lot of research. I attempted to get a second opinion with another doctor, but these gynecologic surgeons, they be busy. But during my research, the one thing that I have to say is 70 to 80% of women, now I can't tell you if that's right or not, because I'm not in the medical field, but it's what I'm reading. 70 to 80% of women will have fibroids. Not everybody is going to be in the emergency room, but 70 to 80% are going to have them. African American women are like 90% of them are going to have it. 90 American are going to have them. African American women are like 90% of them are going to have it. 70 to 80% are going to have them. African American women are like 90% of them are going to have them. African American women are like 90% of them are going to have it. And yet, what are we doing about it?
There you have it, fam. There you have it. All right. Don't ever let nobody talk to you brothers in a bad way, son. Because you gotta understand, everything that we know to be that we love is box. And we know that our brothers don't know this information, and we know that the women know since 15 years old. We know. So it's a tricky game. And I say, with us starting this revolution, the time will come. May not even be in my lifetime. I don't know. But we did it here first, guys. We had put this shit into play. And the time is coming because it's just happening too much. In the next generation of women, this foods are way more fucked up. So they're gonna get the bad cases earlier. And a lot of women are trying to get federal money and all this other shit to try to help women's health. Because what Black women have been accustomed to in this world or in America is trying to get some damn fix for everything instead of doing right. Okay? Talking about what y'all gonna do. Start by taking y'all right. Taking y'all box naturally and not with drugs. Facts. I just said it. We agree, son. Same thing I just said. It is crazy. It's crazy.
If that is the situation you find yourself in right now, they're not the right person for you. Tristan was issue. Well, that's the thing. For some people, that is quite bad. And some people are going to be like, I didn't want to support you with this issue. If that is the situation you find yourself in right now, they're not the right person for you. Tristan was completely supportive.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's that simple.
Because I didn't think, when you told me, I was like relieved. I was like, we can work through this. We can work with this. This isn't going to be something that I'll have to be like, I can't be with you because of it. Because it's part of you. If you had said to me, I've murdered my last 5 ex-boyfriends, and I would, okay, fair enough. Maybe I can't. I mean, that's my actual. That isn't really going to work. But yeah, it wasn't that much of a big deal at all. I think that's what it is. The scariest part is telling the person. Once you told them and they're understanding, like me.
If they love you, if they're a good person and they love you. Yeah.
If you tell them and they're a good person and they love you, they will adhere to foregoing their own legacy for your happiness. Unreal. Guys, this is what they are setting up for, I guess, our younger generation, which you might as well just call it all fucked up because the younger guys don't want to have children. And even if they went by the Pussycat Facts report, they would be trying to be exclusive on or how and when they had children. But I think the most important thing about what we're doing is somebody checking women about their fucking lifestyle and health and diet and wellness of their fucking box. And do they care about it?
Yeah.
Then you'll be fine.
And actually, I just want to do a really, really quick disclaimer. That is not to say that if someone struggles to understand, they don't love you. There's a difference between struggling to understand before you panic and being unwilling to understand. That's the clincher.
The reason you're here is probably because you don't understand, or that person you're with is struggling to understand. So don't worry, we're not telling you that you should break up and never be together again because you can work through it.
Yeah, you're already putting the steps in motion. You're in the right place. So first box ticked, bravo. So when I finally did tell Tristan, it came out in this emotional tirade of just like hysteria, and I just stopped. And your response to me saying, I have all these problems and it's my health, and you said,
oh, I thought I loved you.
Yeah, the right response. It was the first time that he said he loved me as well. Isn't that cute?
It worked out quite nicely, to be honest.
It was an impactful moment. We remember.
Yeah, guys, it doesn't matter how jolly a woman is. Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Only thing a man thought that he was signing up for was just a healthy piece of pussy that he can tear down to the ground, have babies, and hopefully all the other stuff like follow the program and everything would work. He didn't think that he had to care for your bad box and all that other shit, not be fucked the way that he need to be fucked, provide, and not get the children. Nah, hell no. Hell no. Crazy work. And you're happy. You're freaking happy that he's doing that for you instead of having all the kids that his eggplant could have. Come on, man. So basically, this is some population control because I don't even see this situation talked about mainstream wise. So basically, gov.medical, yes, they worried about autism. And we already know what autism is caused by. I wish we need to be getting all the grants for all this woman shit. We already know the autism breakdown. You know what I'm saying? We need to be the ones getting the damn grants to fix these bitches.
Remember it well. Well done. So Tristan, I am quite biased, but I think he's a shining example of how to be when you're in a relationship with someone who has endometriosis or indeed
Tristan is a shining example of man, how to be a man living with a woman with box issues, to say it the nice way.
I think he's a shining example of how to be when you're in a relationship with someone who has endometriosis, or indeed just a chronic illness in general. You really should write a guidebook at some point. Not that I'm trying to make the ego big, but you are very good at it.
It's working.
Is it slightly going? We're going to begin at the beginning with probably the first thing that Tristan started to do, which when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is great. Research. Sounds a little bit scientific and removed, but go on, explain. Elaborate.
Now, I don't know if all men are like this, but I like solving.
Yo, that woman, he provides the swag for her to stand on. Look at her. He is everything to her. Everything. Her swag is through him.
Problems. And when you told me, you always presented me with this thing like, these are my issues, I've got this problem, no one's ever been able to fix it before. And a little man inside my head went, I can fix this. That's not necessarily true, but if you can help,
yeah,
that's the big thing you can do. So research, whether that be looking for consultants. So if that
pain, that takes up like so much of your brain capacity. So then having energy afterwards to go and do research, you don't have the motivation to do it. So someone doing it for you, big tick. The tick thing is kind of a theme, isn't it?
Yeah, see, I missed it. Add into that, not necessarily the medical side of it, but just lifestyle things. So if you know that your other half really struggles with pain and heat therapy is really helpful, you could come across something on the internet that might help them. So, for example, the Yuyu bottle we found for you.
Yeah.
And it's this water bottle made for people to kind of go around their waist. And then water bottles that are a bit,
they're like small and compact.
Whereas this carries the exact same amount, but it's about this long. You can wrap it around you and it's really helpful. Now, that wouldn't have been a thing that came into our lives unless we'd done the research. All sorts of things like that will help, not just in a practical way, but in an emotional one too.
Exactly, because it's like a little gift, isn't it? It's like a little gift of your time. So, person who has endo comes back from work and is like, I've had a rubbish day. And the person they live with says, I've got something to brighten your day. I found a new consultant we could go and see. Oh, what a gift. Or
hey. Yeah, son. I don't know what to tell you, brothers, man. If you get like, I'm giving you that Stone Mountain shit, Stone Mountain, Georgia shit, son.
The first question is, where did we first meet?
We met at the gym through Ali.
Yes, we had a mutual friend and he kind of wingmanned it a little bit. And then, yeah, here we are. That I want other women to know. Everything we kind of have prepared. And the days that, pretty much once my period's over, we just kind of get back to life, make the most of it, plan things, that we can do
for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks and then we're back to it. But we've managed to make it work and still live a happy life and still maintain like a really happy relationship with it. And I think that's the most important thing that I want other women to know out there, that they can still have a relationship and have endometriosis and just figure out ways that it is going to work for you and your partner. Okay, so another.
See that, guys? See that? Now, what is the difference? This is a question you guys haven't gotten too often. What is the difference? Oh, HD Live. So you think the other nigga was ready to give it up? Oh, we're gonna go back to that then. Okay. But you see the difference. The difference here, a lot of times the white women got a man that will come out there and talk. A lot of black men won't. You understand? A lot of white men will come out and talk, showing you the ultimate fleece. A lot of black men won't talk.
The thing that we wanted to really get across, especially to the partners, is let them know that it's not just a bad period. It's not just a bad period.
Understand it's not just at first, when Amelia first went to hospital, to me it was just a period.
When she first went to the hospital, look at her face. When she first went to the hospital, he's healthy. He's a good man. He's a provider.
Partners is let them know that it's not just a bad period. It's not just a bad period.
Understand it's not just at first, when Amelia first went to hospital, to me it was just a period. She was in a lot of pain. But once you learn more about the disease, you have to understand that it's not just a period. Like the pain that it causes is a high amount of pain. Like I've seen a faint, I've seen a scream, I've heard noises in the stomach that I don't want to hear. You have to understand that, it's not just a period.
Yeah, and there's a lot more symptoms that come along with it, like fatigue, like how tired I get. Like I get really tired. So the week of my period and kind of the week before, I get really fatigued.
The week of my period and kind of the week before my period. Ma'am, when are you able to have a good time with this man? He deserves more.
Tired.
Yeah, and the mental distress knowing that it's coming that day or the next
The
day.
anxiety leading up
you
to
have
it.
to drop everything. Wherever if you're working, you're not going to be at work, or you shouldn't be. You have to be ready for it. So we've got that worked out now.
Yeah, we have that planned and all under control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't have to visit the hospital the last 2 months.
Yes, which is exciting.
We have a good system in place.
Yeah, and that
We didn't visit the hospital in the last 2 months, and the bitch said, "Isn't that exciting?" See, they think we know the real story, guys. Let's go. I'm gonna get to the comments. Keep commenting. I'm coming.
it is really important to have a system in place. Like be ready for it, be prepared, so that when it does hit, you really just let your body relax and not be anxious and
Be in the best
frantic
situation-
about it.
in the
Yeah,
best situation you can be in.
yeah, exactly. So that's why we always really just relax a couple days before it as well, just in case it comes early, or you know, we do leave a bit of time if it comes late as well, just
Yeah.
in case.
And know your symptoms as well. Like we know you're crying. It's coming.
That it's coming. I'm cramping before as well, like severely.
Yeah.
We know it's coming. Just little things like that.
Chocolates.
Yeah, the craving. Oh, I get really bad cravings like the day or two before. Like it's pretty bad.
Now remember, guys, that's something that we really don't talk about. I like it. Sometimes when women get their periods, right? Before they get their periods, they'll like crave chocolate, or they'll crave something that they don't normally eat. You understand me? Yo, it's a lot to this shit, man. Let's go. Let's do. Okay, I'm caught up now. These dudes look drained of all mental energy while she drained you of your energy. I'm good on all this trauma dumping. They be, yo, bro, I'm telling you, HD, you don't get it, man. Zim, the man is clueless. Look how she basically got him hostage. Blink twice, homie. Damn, look how she looks so sinister, and it ain't even funny.
Yeah,
Mexican nachos. Oh, chocolate. Just lots of snacking, which I do have to be mindful of as well. Blake's kind of controlled it a little bit, I think, now, because I do tend to just want to snack, but we've also learned now, we're doing a little bit more research that all those kind of snacks it's gonna make it a bit worse for me, the flare up. So we try and eat super clean, like leading up to it.
Or even then,
So she don't eat clean all the time. So she's being irresponsible in the nigga's face. I think you guys are right. He's held hostage. He can't even tell a bitch what to eat. Let's go.
like to watch. You ate one thing and wait to see how your body reacted, and then tried something different if it didn't like it. So.
And Blake's really good with that as well. Like if he knows that, you know, leading up to it, I have to be I generally am pretty healthy, but I do have to clean it up a lot more, and he won't like eat junk food in front of me and stuff like that. He kind of does the healthy lifestyle with me.
Damn. Unbelievable. She's proud of this.
Anyway.
Yeah, he does. No, he is really healthy as well. I've been lucky with that as well. But yeah, he does really keep me on track, and we don't let this condition take over our relationship. That's probably what I'm most happy about.
First of all, ain't no we, and damn right you are the most happy. Damn right you are most happy. You know that man could do better, and you look decent, but that man can do better, and you know it.
Take over our relationship. That's probably what I'm most happy about.
I'm in it with you.
Yeah.
I feel everything.
He does. He really does, actually, because at the end of the day, I am squeezing his hand where it really breaks, like cramping, stuff like that. So yeah, he does live it with me.
And it's not nice for me to see you screaming either.
No.
Or crying.
No.
Depends which crying.
If I'm laughing?
No, the crying before the period is usually funny. Not
Yeah.
the crying when
during the
comes.
cramping and stuff.
It's a bit more serious.
Yeah, it is really serious. So another thing that we wanted to touch on is life hurdles that do come along with this condition as well. So I lost my job due to having this condition, which is a whole separate video because that's going to be a long one, I think.
She lost her job after she got with Blake due to her pussy condition. She lost her job due to Blake because she got Blake. She is standing upright. Her swag is upright through Blake.
lost my job due to having this condition, which is a whole separate video because that's going to be a long one, I think. But Blake was really supportive in that whole situation as well, because not only does that affect, you know, my situation, but mentally for me, I think it was really tough, where Blake sort of kept me really strong, because you do lose yourself. Like, it's crazy how much a job can affect your life. And my confidence, just try and be as supportive as you can in that sense. Like, just try and keep, you know, your partner a bit more positive, and just know that mentally it's, you know, there is a lot physically, like it's very painful physically, and that's very clear to see, but also there's a lot of things that can play in the back of, you know, their mind as well. Because I knew
what I tell you guys, 2 superpowers, the mind and the pussy. We can read the pussy, and we have learned that it will affect the mind. Let's go.
a lot of things played in the back of my mind, where you can really pick up on the days that I do kind of struggle a little bit more. And he does really get me to open up and talk about it, because sometimes it is a bit hard to talk about it, and you don't really want to say too much because you're still trying to process everything. But in saying that, like, every time I have opened up to Blake a lot more, I felt so much better, and you've kind of just talked me through it and just reassured. Yeah, you do a lot of.
What women want from men, guys. What women want from men. Okay?
And it goes back to the point of understanding that it's not just a period. So employers have to understand that, again, she might say, I've got my period, I can't be in today, but it's not just a period. It's
hey, I might faint at work.
Yes,
Or hi.
scream.
Yeah, I might just scream. That's going to be a big video, I think.
Am I in it?
Oh, you want to be in another one? No, Blake did, because he did ask me whether I was going to do a video about losing my job, and I was really umming and ahhing about it, because it did affect me a lot, and I wasn't sure how I was going to go speaking about it so publicly. But yeah, Blake said I'd have his support 100%. So
you have to do it.
It was a big part of this whole story and journey that I was on.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why you started it.
Yeah.
And to help raise the awareness of not just the disease, but what
it
happens
can,
outside.
how it affects your life.
Yeah. Another hurdle.
A big hurdle. You know, especially when women are first diagnosed or first hear about, oh, they could have endometriosis. That's, you know, it's normal to freak out, but in saying that, we have learned that there are so many other ways around it, and now we're a lot more at ease about things. Just really just relax about it, and just not stress, and just take it one step at a time, and let things fall into place. Just not stressing.
Not focusing on the bad things too much.
Yeah, we really focus more on the positives. I'm so proud of you. Thanks. Are you so proud of yourself?
No, I was just doing what I do, babe.
That's true. You make it easy. Thanks. Love you. All right, so we're gonna wrap.
There you go, guys. There you go. What more do you need to see? You guys are well informed. You guys are so informed. All I could do is just play the video and let you watch. I don't got to really do anything here. And this is why they deceive, because they know they had the opportunity after opportunity to get their box in order, but they choose not to. Who does that burden fall on? The man, if they got one, or the elderly fucking parents? I mean, you pick which one is better. You pick which one is better. Ain't no better, dog. Come on, y'all. They ask. Y'all know that shit is funny, though. Tell the truth, man. Y'all know that shit is funny, man. Y'all know that shit is funny as hell. That shit is too funny how they fleece these guys, and they be like, nah, I didn't know. I didn't know. No, I didn't know. After I met so-and-so. Oh, we got to go back to the other one for HD. I'm getting this work done. I got a doctor's appointment at 3, which is my normal class time. So I got to put this work in now. All right. Let's go back to that other one for HD Law. This other nigga feared for they said he was ready to get up out of here.
I just ordered you a UU bottle, little gift. So some of them, if you have the money to do it, you can do it. And some of them, it is literally just a gift of time, which I think is the biggest one of them all. And so emotionally, you feel supported, and practically, you're trying to help.
It's about making people don't feel alone. Because you say yourself that you used to kind of bottle it up, and a lot of people will do that. But even if they don't ask you to do these things, if they're not saying to you,
this shit got music on it, though, man. Let's go to the other shit. Shit got music on it, gang.
I've been on birth control since I was 15 years old, and I'm about to get my IUD out for good. I've been on birth control since I was 15 years old, and I'm about to get my IUD out for good. And yes, you heard that correctly. That is 10 years on hormonal birth control. I've had my IUD for about 4 years now, so it's time to get it out anyways. And I've just decided that I want to take the natural route. I got the Natural Cycles thermometer and app subscription. I watched a ton of TikTok videos on people's experiences, and it's been very 50-50. Some people said they had a great experience. Some people said it was the worst couple months of their lives. So I don't really know what to expect, but I'm trying not to overthink it because everybody reacts differently. I will say I am very anxious for the procedure. Luckily, my doctor prescribed me like a mild sedative that'll help calm me down a little bit. My boyfriend's gonna drive me, so I think that'll help a ton. But it's supposed to be really quick, so hopefully it's not too bad. A lot of the effects you don't feel until a couple weeks or months after, so I'm definitely going to walk you guys through like the whole process of how everything goes the next couple months.
So she was on birth control for 10 years. Now her boyfriend that she's want to decide to have a baby with, he's going to drive her to get off of the birth control. Now coming off the birth control, she's going to get a sedative taken into her bloodstream. And now she's going to try to track her cycle and everything so she could try to conceive with this guy after her body has been contaminated for a decade or more. Didn't even morph into adulthood naturally. Okay, guys?
Take you along with me to go get it out and then let you know how the process went and how I feel afterwards. All right, I got my support system right here.
I got my support system right here, my crackers. And this is how they fleece you niggas with bad box. Look at this fleeced ass nigga.
All right, we're about to pull up. Work. I am petrified.
This is what happened to the pussy in our communities. In order for you to conceive with these bitches, you got to go through all of this. You cannot just fuck the way that when we grew up. It's over, dog. Look at that good man. That's a good man. Hey, that's a good man. He got a good-looking woman who was on birth control since she was 15 years old. And now he drove her there to get the IUD. She was on 2 different types. Got the IUD taken out so she could conceive with him. Do you think he has a better chance of fucking a woman who didn't have all that in her body, that looked worse? But doesn't matter now. He's in too deep. She's a pill head. Yeah.
Yay. Okay, I just got back in the car. Ethan's asking how it was.
Ethan.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was very quick, but it was like really sharp. Like I almost felt like I was going to pass out for a second.
Look at how she not fucking that nigga the right way. Look at her.
It was like, I'd say like a 6 out of 10 on pain, but it only lasted for 1 second. So it was like a quick sharp and then it was done. Then I was like, so it wasn't that bad. I'm so glad to have it out. And that was like a 20-minute appointment. The actual, like, her taking it out took probably 2 minutes.
That's
so crazy. Definitely worth it. Not as bad as I thought. So, yay. It's funny because I literally took the whole day of work off because I thought that I was going to be, like, on my deathbed, but I feel fine. I'm a little, like, crampy, but I feel great. It's not bad. I feel like the outcome of not having an IUD anymore is going to be way worth that, like, 5 minutes of uncomfortableness. So the good news is I've always had a regular cycle, even on the IUD, and so the doctor was saying that I probably won't have any side effects just because my body's already used to having a regular cycle. So that's good news. I will have to let you guys know how I feel in like the next couple weeks and months to see if I notice anything different. As far as right now, I feel the same. I just feel relief that it's out and I'm done and I never have to do that again. So
I feel relieved that it's out and I'm done and I don't have to do that again. I got Ethan now. Me and Ethan can try to have a family. You see how well he treats me? I got Ethan now. I don't have to do that again. I got Ethan.
right now, I feel the same. I just feel relief that it's out and I'm done and I never have to do that again. So we'll just have to see like how my body reacts.
And Ethan has to wait and see how his pussy that he bought or he cares for reacts. It's okay. I got Ethan.
I was about to say, for those of you who don't know, but I don't know why anyone would know this, nor would you care, but I've been on birth control since I was 15. Used to get any armbar, any shot. I don't want it. I'm horrible at taking the pill. So I recently stopped taking it. I said that. I don't know why. Actually, I felt like it was making me more mentally ill, to be honest with you. Like, it definitely is. If you've seen the side effects page that comes with that bullshit, it's a little intense. I have had a prescription of it waiting at my local pharmacy, and I can't tell if it's my birth control or if it's an inhaler, and either way, I feel like I should go get it. It's the last day to pick it up. I ordered an Instacart order that's coming at 6:22. Pharmacy closes at 6. It's 20 minutes away, and it's 4 p.m. right now. So I'm about to have to race against time. This is for a pill I don't even take anymore, mind you. I painted this last night. Isn't it cute? It's a little orange street. All right, fuck, we gotta focus. I love CVS. I love going. I'm trying to think if I need anything else when I'm there, so it feels like I'm not driving 20.
You get it, man. It don't matter how the woman look. They've all been programmed to the same stuff. You hear me? Hey, let me tell y'all something. It was HD Live and Dat Nega. It was HD Live and Dat Nega when I pulled up the Pussycat Facts report and I put the birth control thing up there and I said 1 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and 10 to 25 years. HD Live and Dat Nega, they laughed at me. They like, what the hell does that mean? Brother, I'm about to show you now.
Come with me to get my birth control removed after 10 years. 10 years, it gotta go. Today, let's go. So the reason why I'm taking this birth control out, I've been on it since I was 15. I'm about to be turning 25. That's 10 years, okay? I've been thinking about
What I teach you niggas, their bodies haven't matured into adulthood naturally. What did I tell you? You're going to get this work. I got a doctor's appointment today. We cooking up, King. We not playing. It's going down. Pray for Ethan. That Chuck E. Cheese smile he had about to hit the floor in a year tops. Yes, because it didn't fix the problem. Because Ethan I'm not knocking him. It's just that he wasn't aware, bro. Do you know what birth control on your body for 10 years, excessive fucking poor diet, fucked up lifestyle could do to a woman that finally trapped your ass in the marriage? Do you understand, E?
number 1 is only coming off when. Come with me to get my birth control removed after 10 years. 10 years, it gotta go. Today, let's go. So the reason why I'm taking this birth control out, I've been on it since I was 15. I'm about to be turning 25. That's 10 years, okay? I've been thinking about this for a little too long now. Today is the day.
So think about it, guys. She was on birth control for 10 years. Now think about the black woman. She ain't got no man. So she's either just fucking on birth control, just getting nut ripped up in her, or she's not fucking, just living on birth control. You pick which one is good.
I don't want it no more. I'm done thinking about it. It is what it is. Okay, it's time to reproduce.
It's time to reproduce after contaminating her body, not having her body mature into adulthood naturally. This is the box, King. This is the game. Please stay with me.
Just kidding, but yeah, it is. But yeah. Anyways, I've been sleepy. I don't got no energy. My mood swing. It's just all type of shit. Maybe it was just birth control. So my mind is made up. This is what
There you go, black man. Look, this is your sister. You love her for what she is. Now, what she is, left up for interpretation. Let's go.
How I feel. Let's see if my mood changed. I am so ready for this shit to be out.
That's why we link a little bit of the mentality to the welfare and the mistreatment and the malnourishment and the just blatant and flagrant use of the box.
I woke up like, it's birth control removal day. Let's go. I didn't eat breakfast. That's how you.
She got a whole pussy on her, and that's how she think about it, as some sort of stupid thing. You understand me?
I'm going through a very humbling experience right now. I stopped taking my birth control around 3 months ago just because I didn't need to be taking it. And I wanted to see what would happen mostly to my...
I think we seen that one before.
I'm going to get my Nexplanon out of my arm after I've had it like on and off since I was 15. I'm 26.
There you go. Another 10-year birth control veteran. These people are sick. You hear me?
Let's talk about birth control. So I've been on birth control for about 10 years now, which...
See how easy she says that? That's why in the Pussycat Facts report, we say, do you think baby deletion and birth control and all that stuff affect women's health? And bitches be like, no. And it should have blow your mind.
I was running through the 6 with...
Now skip to my loo.
It's embarrassing.
Story time on how birth control made me go blind. Last year, February 22nd, 2023, I woke up blind. I had no prior medical history of anything, nothing that had anything to do with eye problems in my family, genetics, or anything. At the time, I was on Janelle Faye for 3 years and never had much problem with it. And I want to say to everyone that this is also very rare. And another thing with that, it's also 200,001. So, I mean, it's very low that you would possibly get this. It is also not well documented or researched because it is so rare and not a lot of people have it. So it's not high priority on many people's lists.
You guys get it. You get it, guys.
Well, I got...
I want to talk about my experience with birth control. I don't have a huge platform, but if this can help anybody, I just want this information to be out there. Basically, when I was 15, I went to my pediatrician because I was having really heavy periods. They were making me really sick and I was missing school. And instead of trying to find the root of the problem, she just put the Band-Aid of birth control right on there. She put me on low Loestrin, which is like a low hormonal dose of estrogen, I believe. And I was on it as a 15-year-old, even though I had already gone all the way through puberty and I was like pretty much fully developed. And I had already been on my period for like about 4 years. And I very much did not need it for pregnancy prevention. It was just to help with my periods. Basically, over the course of the 5 years that I was on it, I had chronic joint and muscle pain. I went to countless doctors and they couldn't figure out why that was. I also had severe anxiety and depression, and I was put on 2 antidepressants while I was on this birth control. Finally, I just...
There you go, guys. When I said, hey, yo, HD Live was laughing at me. When I did the Pussycat Facts report and I asked the woman, has she ever been prescribed antidepressants? HD Live laughed at me.
Antidepressants while I was on this birth control. Finally, I did some research and I did some reading and I decided that I did not want to be on birth control anymore. And I made the decision to get an IUD because I was in a long-term relationship and I was about 20.
I got on the IUD because I was in a long-term relationship and I was about 20.
I went to my OBGYN office and the nurse practitioner that I saw ordered a copper IUD for me because I was very afraid of having hormonal birth control. She didn't even explain to me how the hormonal IUDs worked, nor did she explain to me how the copper IUDs worked.
The doctor didn't explain something to me how it worked to put up in my pussy, but I put it in my pussy anyway. Why? Because I was in a long-term relationship. Let's go.
Agreed to let me have the copper IUD. I got it in July of 2021, and I bled for almost 6 months straight. I was bleeding all the time, and I was having sharp pain in my
She said the copper IUD is supposed to last 10 years, and I don't want kids. Okay? So she ain't worth shit. The fact they look at abortions like it's nothing is crazy. It just shows the more morals and principles they're ready to give up on just to be able to live without responsibilities. Couldn't have said it any better, King. Couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better, dog. I think that's one of my major arguments against the black woman is, like, you know, Poppy and the Arabs and all of them, you know, well, not the Arabs. The Arabs don't let their wives work in the store. But Poppy and them let their wives work in the store, and they build together. These people are sick.
And I was having pain in my ovaries and pain and bleeding with sex. So I went back to...
I had pain in my ovaries and pain and bleeding with sex. And I'm in a long-term relationship, and I fuck my man in discomfort.
And I was having pain in my ovaries and pain and bleeding with sex. So I went back to the gynecologist to put my IUD in, and she was like, oh, well, the regular bleeding is normal. I also requested blood tests, and the only thing that came back kind of regular was my testosterone levels. And from my ultrasound, one of my ovaries kind of looked polycystic, but they literally sent me home with no treatment and no offers of anything to do, no diagnosis, nothing. So I kept bleeding for like 6 more months. I was bleeding with sex. It got a little bit more regular, but like not very much.
I was bleeding with sex. What I teach you niggas, when bitches bleed more than one time a month on you, you ain't got to say nothing, but you know what's going on. You understand? You ain't got to say nothing. I know it's gross. Because that bitch be like, oh, you brought my period back down. Oh, my period came early. Ma'am, you just bled on me a couple weeks ago. So don't say nothing, guys. Just know what's going on. She bled on you more than one time. It's blood during sex. It's okay. It ain't going to kill you.
So I kept bleeding for like 6 more months. I was bleeding with sex. It got a little bit more regular, but like not very much. So I finally went back to the gynecologist like a month ago, and I was like, hey, I'm still having this problem. Turns out both of my ovaries were now polycystic, and I had the high testosterone levels and the weight gain and the chin hair. So I finally got diagnosed with PCOS. And I probably had PCOS for my whole life, or for most of my teen years. And if you have heavy periods, you really shouldn't be getting the copper IUD, because how it works is it creates inflammation in your uterus so that sperm can't live in there. But nobody told me that, just like nobody told me the side effects of birth control.
But nobody told me that. But nobody told me what's the side effects of birth control. You didn't want to live like a real girl who would naturally have bad and painful periods, meaning that you had to marry early and have a man care for you. You have been taught to live in independence. So you let your folks and everybody go went and got the birth control to take away from your period. You didn't say, when as you was growing up, you didn't say to yourself, well, damn, this can't be good that I'm just putting drugs in my body just to go out, fuck, have fun, and do what I want to do. You waited until it affected you. And you didn't understand that, look, my health, my pussy is the most important thing to me in life. I can't do like other girls can do and just have fun. They have a better box than I have. Now you're mad that the doctors didn't tell you anything. And I know it hurts.
15. So I finally got the IUD out, and now I'm on Yaz, another oral birth control, and I've only been on it for a month, but my bleeding and pain stopped, which is good. I am very frustrated.
My bleeding and my pain stopped. Class, this is the question. Why is she happy to be on another birth control and her bleeding and her pain stop? Why is she happy to be on another birth control and her bleeding and her pain stop? Key word or the key phrase was she's in a long-term relationship. Nobody never telling them they best come back to everything they responsible for. Yeah, it always comes back to haunt them in a real way. And like I said, I know y'all don't want to hear it, but they think about how many, say, generations from, say, what, 60 to now, like if you're 60 years old and down or whatever, all those generations never knew they was getting fleeced. So 60 years old and down, when this stuff start really picking up. So I guess about whoever, I don't know, man. I don't know all the math and all that shit, but I know niggas that's 60 and you come all the way down to, say, about, I guess this woman's 20 something, all the way to 20s. Nobody knows. So the women can live all these generations fleecing men. Nobody know nothing. And they can always live with that. Yes, HD Live. So she can have sex without paying to fleece that man. She know that man cares about the pussy. And if she can get it to work, he don't care about her, but he'll care about her later if she could get him, in a good long-term relationship. Common prelate. How you say? It's like running. It's the triangle offense, man. It's just running basic shit, pick and roll, whatever. It is basic as it gets. Men just don't have the defense to stop the pick and roll. They just don't know how to guard it. All right? And it is what it is. So women are happy that they can live with that over you. It's not their fault. It's on us. It's on us, dog.
So I was on a birth control pill for like 3 years when I was like 17 to 20, and then I got off of it because my ex told me I was crazy for asking him if he was cheating on me. Newsflash, he was. Anyways, so I got off of it for like about 2 years, and then I got acne. So I was like, I want to get back on birth control because I didn't break out when I used to be on it.
I got back on birth control because my acne didn't break out when I was on it.
So I was like, I want to get back on birth control because I didn't break out when I used to be on it. Got back on birth control, and when I say I have been the most mentally stable since I've been on it, like I literally, I can't cry. Like, I feel like it's an antidepressant. And I know for most people it does the opposite. It makes them super emotional and whatnot. But for me, I'm like not I used to cry every single day. I haven't cried in weeks, months.
Basically, they're on drugs and they are sick, brothers. And y'all know that's just the least of things from what we cover. You understand? Just the least of things.
I don't know if anybody knows this.
Hold on, what happened here?
This
Sometimes it does this.
birth control will have you so emotional. Y'all, yesterday I got in my feelings so bad, and I couldn't tell y'all what was the reason. Like, I was craving this specific food so bad, but then when my husband got it for me, it just didn't taste right, and I didn't want it no more. And y'all, tell me why I started crying. Like I know my husband be looking at me like, this girl is so crazy. Like, 1 minute I was perfectly fine. The next minute I'm sitting over there in the passenger seat bawling my eyes out. Like, this birth control really got me for real. Then sometimes I be in the moods where I don't be wanting to talk to people, or certain things people do just annoy me. Like, ugh. And a lot of the times I don't be want to go nowhere. Like, I really just want to be in the house for real, like put up. And then I be in the mood to want to go somewhere. But when it's time to go, I do not want to go for real. Like, I really think it's this Dexpanone that I got put in my arm that got me like this. Is anybody else on Dexpanone and y'all experiencing the same thing? Because this only started happening since I got on this birth control last year.
There you go, guys.
I swear, y'all, ever since I got off Depo, my body been fucking up. And I just need to know, is this normal? Like, I also had a stomach virus in between, but that came and done gone. I'm having severe diarrhea. I mean, like, it's like water is coming out the bag. Like, when it's coming out, it's like I'm peeing out my other hole that you're not supposed to be peeing out of. Like, it's that bad. It's been going on for a while now. I've been having like body shakes and cramps. Like one morning I realized I was immobile. I could not move because my body was cramping so bad. Like my muscles was just tight and it was very much uncomfortable. Like I've been having headaches. I really haven't been eating like that because every time I eat, my stomach cramps up. And then, like I said, I don't know because I did also have a stomach virus in between. Trust me, I did. But I don't know. It's like ever since I've got off Depo, I have not been the same. With like, anyone else came off Depo had any similar type of experience? Like, let me know. Like, is this normal? This made me not want to ever get back on it. Because if I get off again and have to go through this, I don't know. And then I feel like if I do get back on it, then my body still might be tripping out. Like, y'all, I can't do this.
Okay, guys. You get it now, guys? HD Live, am I cooking their ass or what? They think if they don't have no shame saying, hey, bro, but look at how they live. They don't, brothers, if brothers knew how fucked up they treated their bodies, bro, these people are wicked to themselves. And they trying to tell you what a real man is. They don't even take care of themselves in a real way. Fuck all this bullshit. Come on, man. None of you niggas are happy that they do this shit. This shit don't make you happy. It pisses you off. Come on, man.
So I'm getting this question a lot on my last post. I just want to come on here and share my experience with birth control and what birth control I was taking that made me have these side effects. I started off taking Emoquette, Emoquette, and it was a combination pill. So it had estrogen and progesterone in it. And I would take it once a day, and then I would have the sugar week where I would get my period or whatever. So when I first started taking it, I noticed my hair grew so much. Like my hair probably grew 3 inches in like 6 months. Like it was crazy. It sprouted. My hair went from like shoulder length all the way down to lower back length. If I pulled it, as it was shrunken up, it was probably about here, but it was just so long. And I didn't attribute that to my birth control at all. And then around like year 2 of taking it, I sort of noticed that I was having these crazy depressive episodes where like I wouldn't want to talk to anybody. I was a little bit like that. And, my moods were just terrible. So also my skin was clear. So, I was beautiful, but I was very sad and very depressed, I will say. I also had on birth control these headaches with aura, which I didn't know were a symptom of birth control. And randomly, maybe once a month or once every 2 months, I would get these headaches that would like change my vision, and I would see like things in my vision. It's sort of hard to explain, but I read the back of the birth control packet one day and was like, oh hell no, we're not doing this, because apparently it's a symptom of birth control that is a precursor to a stroke. So if you get these migraines, you're at a higher risk of getting a stroke. So that was enough for me to say, well, thank God I read the back of the packet, and I guess now the perfect time to detox myself from my birth control. So I ended up going off my birth control like cold turkey, just thinking my periods would just return to frequency and whatever, and be heavier and more unbearable. I was thinking that would be my only symptom. My mood, I will say, I immediately got so much happier. Like it was almost like an instant switch. I would say like within 2 to 3 weeks, I was like back to my happy self. And I was like, well, why was I feeling this way in the first place? And then I noticed every time I washed my hair, it would be falling out in clumps. Like it actually was scary. I had so much hair. It was already fine, but just because I had so much of it, you couldn't tell. And the fact that it was falling out in clumps, it was so bad. I didn't really understand why it was falling out. I just assumed it was because I was going through a lot of stress with the pandemic and moving back home and even moving to New York. Like I figured it was from that. And then I realized that the estrogen in the birth control was what was making my hair grow in the first place. So when I quit cold turkey, it immediately left my body. The hormone left my body. So that's what happened. To cover it up, I did a lot of twists and productive styles that ended up damaging my hair even more. I can insert some pictures. Now we're seeing a lot of progress. I'm taking a lot of vitamins. I'm not taking prenatals. I tried that. They didn't really work for me. But I am taking some vitamins. I'm taking some iron and vitamin D. So yeah, I'd say I can insert the progress now here. I wouldn't say like this is everybody's experience. Like sometimes birth control for people is life-changing. And I think that it's important to listen to your body immediately. I wish I listened sooner. I wish I knew, honestly. That's why I'm making this video. I wish I knew.
There you go, guys. This is wow. These women ain't even ugly, but gonna get older and not even have children to keep them company at old age, just to have fun, sex, and run a feminist Kamala Harris lifestyle. And remember the best part, HD Live and everybody else. Never forget the most important part. As public as they put this information out, they know men don't know. That's the best part, son. As public as they put this out, and you know we do endless work, they know men don't know. And I can tell you the second best thing, they lucky my channel gets no growth. You know what I mean? Because if brothers was learning about this shit, they would be had. You know it. To just hear how they destroy themselves willingly. And we ain't even talking about baby deletion. So you talking about they're fucking up the box before they get to baby deletions and miscarriages and autism. That's what you call fucking a community up. You hear me? You know, they can never tell us they ain't the reason this community ain't fucked up. They destroyed the motherfucking source. They destroyed the source. And every fucking other channel you watch, unfortunately, is bullshit. Because they could never be called out on the shit that's a secret. Who knows? You know, but listen to her. She told you. She fucked up. And they all tell you how they fuck their bodies up. But long as niggas want pussy, well, I can't say that. As long as niggas don't know what type of pussy that they're getting, then it should all work out. What is the number one thing that women will do? Run to somebody who does not know about their Pussycat Facts report. It's the number one way. Fleece him. Hopefully he appreciates her beforehand. I mean, more than wanting his legacy if he don't have one. And it all works out. They still ain't, they're still not keeping it real. They never needed birth control. Facts. It was only used for women who ain't responsible with their box. But nobody ever told about how it destroys you. And then the second line, what happened with the second or the third wave was they could get on birth control from 15, meet a man, trap him, get off of it, and limit that man to one baby. And who knows how that baby's going to come out. So that's the new trap. But all the while, they don't care what's happening to their body. And the man should be able to face the burden if he loves her. So I don't know how we're going to get awareness to that, because it's all should start with women taking care of themselves. Why do you not want to have a period, but then criticize transgenders for not having a period to claim a woman? That shit is crazy. They don't want periods. But they say, oh, you can have, ma'am, black women. Hey, we're going to do that. So later on, we're going to do black women talking about ICE. We're going to do some more LA riots and black women talking about it. So I could do that when my gladiator is around, even though I get very pissed off. But we're going to do some LA riots tonight, man. I'm going to take me a nap before I go to the doctor because, you know, just calm down or whatever, even though I feel fine. But I know I was talking my shit. So I'm going to calm down, go to the doctor, and come back later on, guys. All right? I believe we cooked enough. All right? So I'll holler back.